how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today we are doing our July favorites. I almost forgot what month it was, goodness gracious. July was fine. I didn't try a ton of new stuff, but as you guys know, I'm really not trying to spend money on makeup. I did get a couple birthday presents. I think I have a couple PR things, yes. I have some food-ish, it's more like a seasoning. Some jewelry, some TV shows. I have a decent amount of things to chat about with you guys, and I'm really excited about it. I love doing these videos. I love kind of jotting down my thoughts throughout the month, just kind of picking like what I've really been loving over the month. Again, as I always say, these aren't necessarily my end-all be-all favorites of all time. These are simply just things I was really loving and enjoying this month, and I like chatting about them and sharing them with you. I also like hearing about your favorites as well, so feel free to jot them in the comments below. Let me know your food favorites, hair, makeup, skincare, lifestyle, anything like that. I want to hear about it all. I did film this look, by the way, of course, as I film all of my looks. It's my first impressions with the new Alter Ego Artemis palette, so that should already be up on my channel by the time this goes up, so check it out if you're interested. Anyways, without further ado, let's just hop into this video and chat about my favorites. As usual, we're just gonna go kind of in the order that I do my makeup, and then we'll start getting into like jewelry, food, lifestyle-y, TV shows, things like that. The first thing I have to share is kind of cheating, because I've only been using this about 2 weeks now, but I'm really liking it. I've had nothing but good experiences so far, so I figured I would share. This is the new Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. They did send this to me, and I was super shocked because I didn't expect them to send me the foundation. They haven't sent me like a range of complexion products before, and that was really exciting. The shade that I've been using is Fair 15W. It seems like a pretty good match. They did a decent job picking out a shade for me. It's kind of like light to medium coverage depending on how much you use. You might be able to build this up to full coverage. I personally haven't tried because I don't like that look, but for me it's a pretty solid like light to medium. It blends really nicely. I feel like it doesn't feel heavy on my skin. It actually feels a lot lighter on my skin than I would have expected considering how much it's able to cover up like any imperfections. I don't know. I don't really have much else left to say about it. It lasts nicely throughout the day. All of my other products seem to work nicely on top of it. So far I'm really liking this foundation. I think I'll be reaching for this guy for a bit because I'm feeling very satisfied from it. Moving on to some complexion, I have a cream product to share with you. This was technically a birthday present because I got gifted a Sephora gift card and I used it for partly this. This is the Tower 21 Superdew in the shade No Shade. It's a highlighting balm. It's essentially like Vaseline. It's also really tough to open, by the way. It drives me nuts. I always have to use like a little tool to pop it open. I can never open it with my fingers. But it looks like this. It's just kind of this like dewy, Vaseline-y type texture. It feels a little different than Vaseline, so it's not like completely Vaseline. I use this as my absolute last step in my makeup routine on the days that I wear this. If you put powders on top of it, in my experience, this just seems to kind of break up and do really funky, not pleasing to the eye things. I also like to do this after my eyeshadow is complete as well, because as I'm trying to blend my outer corner, if it starts to kind of get into that sticky wetness, it just doesn't end well. This will always stay kind of tacky and like emollient feeling. It will not dry down, but it is a dewy lover's dream if you want just that really wet, glossy looking skin. This also looks really pretty on no makeup days if you just want some extra dew going on. I'm really liking this so far. Next complexion product, I have a blush. This was a gift from a subscriber and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Bloom Highlighting Blush. It looks like this. I'm actually wearing it on my cheeks today. I've been wearing it on my cheeks pretty much non-stop this month ever since I got it. It's so pretty. I love the shine and the glow it gives. I love the color it leaves on my cheeks. I feel like it complements pretty much anything I'm doing lately. I'm just really pleased with this blush. I don't see myself putting it down anytime soon. It's a really fun one. I had my eye on it for a while, but I just didn't need it enough to buy it. And then when she offered to send it to me, I was over the moon. After a little bit of debating because I'm really bad at accepting gifts, but she finally convinced me and I'm just so thankful. Thank you so much. Moving on to eyeshadow palettes, I don't really have anything new otherwise complexion-wise that I haven't already talked about a million times before, so let's move on to eyeshadow palettes. We can talk about my birthday present to myself. This was what I treated myself this year. This is the Melt Cosmetics She's in Parties palette. You guys already know how much I love this. I did a first impression 3 looks 1 palette. I had such a great time with this. I loved the looks I created. I'm so happy I bought this for myself. I was so incredibly impressed with the way it performed. I It felt so pretty in all of my looks. I'm very thrilled with this palette. I can see myself using it for quite a long time. Whenever this pandemic has slowed down enough to where we can actually go do things again, I can totally see myself pulling this out for dates and stuff like that. I'm really pumped about this palette. I'm just so thrilled I convinced myself to get it for myself. A palette that I've been using since about maybe a month and a half ago is the Mousse Beauty Impressionism palette. I'm very impressed with this palette. I think it's so beautiful. I love that it's like a very bright, vivid palette, but it's not just a typical rainbow palette. The tones that were selected in here are so beautiful. I really like the berries, really like these shades of green. The blues are so pretty. The shimmers look so wet and glossy on the eye. They're not crazy shimmery metallic per se in that sense. They're just very like wet metallic, if you can understand that difference. The mattes are super pigmented, but they blend so easy. I barely have to work with these shadows. I know I've said that 100 times with this palette, but I'm really enjoying this. I picked it up a few times before work. I filmed the first impressions and an IGTV video. I really want to do a 3-Looks-1 palette with this at some point. It's just whenever I have the time, that's when it'll happen. But I'm really excited about this, and I'm excited to continue using it. This brand actually did give me a discount code after I used it maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's BeautyBean in all caps if you want to save some money. It is an affiliate code, just so you're aware. I will make a commission, but no pressure. Don't feel the need to buy it unless you just like really want that palette. I'm not forcing you to spend your money. I am shopping my stash over here, and I highly recommend everyone else does as well. The last palette is the Alva palette from Oden's Eye. I gave this lots of love this month. I played with this maybe like 5, 6, 7 times before work, which is a lot because I don't wear makeup before work every single day. I did a 3-Looks-1 palette with this. I'm really just having fun with this palette. It's very, I keep describing it as very fairy-like. The duochromes in here are just very whimsical. I really like them. I love the pops of yellow. Oden's Eye's palettes make me happy. They're very easy to use. I create really pretty looks without having to try too hard. I love these palettes, and you can use code BeautyBean on Oden's Eye's site as well. It is affiliated as well, just so you're aware. Moving on to liner, I have 2 specifically to share with you. This first one's from Illamasqua. It's just the Precision Gel Liner. It's in the color Infinity. It's just black. I really like this. I got sent this maybe close to 2 months ago. I didn't really use it for the first month because gel liners scare me, but I finally gave it a shot, and this is so easy to use. I really like how matte it looks on the eyes. I don't feel like I make a mess when using this. I feel like I create really easy, quick wings, and I'm really, really liking this. I also really like using this as a base when I do my giant exaggerated wings with shadows packed on top. This has been a really great liner. I could see myself finishing this, honestly, because I reach for it a lot lately. Another one from Glam. I know I chatted about one of the neon retro liners in last month's favorites, but I wanted to showcase this one as well. This is in the shade Hot Pants. Look how bright and fun that is. It's so cute. I wore this in a video, and I've also worn this I think 2 or 3 times before work. It's so bright, it's so show-stopping, it's very fun, very summer. I'm not even an orange like lover, but this is freaking cute. I feel so fun when I wear this. These are water activated, just in case you've never heard of these before. You mix a little bit of water into them until you create the consistency that you like. It's a little bit of a learning curve, kind of learning like what that consistency is, but I really like these. They wear really well. I do get a little cracking by the end of the day, but not so much that it looks atrocious. I feel like it's better than I would expect, so I'm good with that. Last makeup product. I know we're getting through the makeup portion pretty quick. I didn't have a ton of things to share with you, but the other purchase from my Sephora gift card, birthday present purchase, I don't know how to phrase that otherwise, is another Tower 28 product. This is the Jelly Gloss in the shade Magic. I love this. I don't want to speak too soon, but this might possibly be my favorite gloss formula I've ever used. It feels so glidey and juicy on the lips. It almost feels like a lip oil, but a little thicker. It does still feel like a gloss, but it just feels so juicy and lovely. I love the way this looks. It's just a clear gloss with little shimmers in it, which is my favorite thing ever. But I do eventually, when I have money to spend, want to get another shade or 2 from these because I'm really liking them. It's not a necessity for me to get more because I have plenty, but that formula really impresses me. I wouldn't mind trying some more colors. Moving on to jewelry, my best friend Mackenzie sent me a birthday present. She sent me 2 sets of earrings from the brand on Etsy, Spooky Doodle Club, and this set in particular makes me super happy. They say spooky, one is black, one is white. I love these earrings. Sometimes I'll stick them underneath my plugs because I have stretched ears, or I do have second holes. Sometimes I'll stick them in there just depending on what I'm wearing, but these are super fun and cute. I just thought I would share them with you. I'm really into that Etsy shop. I'd never heard of them until I got this present, and I want to try some more things from them because super cute stuff, very up my alley. Moving on to the food-ish portion of the video. This is a seasoning, but I still wanted to talk about it, and I actually meant to talk about these in last month's favorites and totally forgot. So we've been using these for a while. We decided to try out some Flavorgod seasonings, and two of the ones that we picked are chocolate donut and buttery cinnamon roll. I got these with the intention of mixing into my coffees, and they work amazingly. They're 0 calories, less than 1 gram of sugar, less than 1 gram of carbs. They're super like, it's not sugar, essentially is what I'm saying. I really like these. They taste really yummy in my coffee. The buttery cinnamon roll is my favorite. We are getting so low on this one. We're gonna have to repurchase it soon. We also have a taco seasoning one and a pizza seasoning one that are also great, but these stand out the most to me. They are perfect in my coffee. I love them so much. Moving on to TV shows, Zane and I watched 2 new shows this month and we loved them. The first is Paul Rudd's Living With Yourself. It's on Netflix. It's maybe like 8 episodes. They're only like 20 minutes long. They're not like long episodes, which is totally up my alley. I don't have the time to commit to like very long seasons, hour-long episodes. I don't have that kind of time. This was perfect for me. It's kind of Black Mirror-esque. It's got some humor in it. It's kind of dark. Very weird, but it's very good. And I also love Paul Rudd to the moon and back. He is such an angel, and I highly recommend that show if you're into like weird and or Paul Rudd. The other show that we watched is 2 Sentence Horror Stories. I loved that one. That one's also, again, only like 8 or 9 episodes, like 20 minutes each. They're super quick and they're super cool. Each episode is totally different, kind of like how Black Mirror, every episode is a completely different story. That's how this is, but much quicker. They're based on literally 2 sentence horror stories. I'd give you an example, but I don't want to like spoil any of them because the only examples I can think of are the ones from the show. But basically, they're great. Little, cute little scary movie and little episodes, and I like it a lot. If you're into horror at all or just like any kind of creepy stuff, you might really like that show. I thought it was great. There's a lot of twists, which is cool. It's not super predictable. Even the ones that I feel like I'm gonna know what's gonna happen, I'm usually wrong. It's a really cool show. The only other thing I have to talk about is Zane and I have been streaming on Twitch this month, and it's been very fun. Sometimes we do like 4 or 5 a week. Sometimes it's only like 1 or 2 a week. It totally depends on my level of exhaustion, if I have the time to spare to put into that. But it's been really fun. We've been playing lots of video games. Zane wanted the new Paper Mario Origami King game, so we got that, and it's okay. It's not my favorite game I've ever played, but it's been fun to stream with him. We've been playing some Animal Crossing on stream. We streamed the Super Mario Sunshine game around my birthday because that's like my favorite game. We've been playing Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which is also one of my favorites, but we put a pause on that so we could play Origami King. I think we're actually going to play this evening that I'm filming this. But you guys should follow and hang out and chat with us. It's very fun. I will have Zane's Twitch down below. I think we're like this close to affiliate status. I don't really know what all of this means. I'm very new to Twitch, but Zane seems very excited, so that's cool. All right, that's it. Those were my favorites. If things suddenly look a little different, it's because I had to change my camera battery. So that's why I suddenly look like I'm in a different position. I enjoyed talking about these with you. I know it wasn't like the biggest list in the world, but that's okay. We don't need another like million products to try every single month and become favorites. We can keep it more curated, keep it a little more casual. We don't have to try every new thing. I highly encourage you to shop your stashes. Obviously spend your money the way you want to spend your money, but don't feel pressure. Don't get too caught up in the hype of having to buy every new thing. Feel free to just play with what you have. I've really been enjoying that and I highly encourage it. Again, I would love to know what your favorites were this month. Please leave them down below. I always love hearing what your favorites have been. I'm excited for August. I'm excited to just continue getting through this year. I feel like this year is both going by super fast but also staying very stagnant. I'm just ready to move forward. I know a lot of you are as well. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me your favorite food emoji, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's BeautBean. Follow me there. I post every single day. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm posting most days here as well. Black Lives Matter. It's always going to be important. Please make sure you are staying informed and educated. There is a link in my bio to resources on ways you can help. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.